The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that the upcoming drama will bring a series of dramatic plots revolving around the characters Liam, Bill, Deacon, and Hope, with unexpected twists that will create a climax for the episode airing on Thursday, April 3rd. In addition, a medical emergency involving a character who is painting on canvas will also add to the tension. Let's analyze each idea in detail to see the whole situation and the troubles that the characters are about to face. First of all, the situation at the Spencer mansion is increasingly tense with an explosive confrontation between Liam and Bill. Basically, Liam does not accept the way Bill handles work related to Luna. Bill is a control freak, wanting everything to go his way without listening to other people's opinions. At the company, Bill always wants Liam to follow a tough strategy, even threatening to fire his own son if he does not cooperate. The conflict between Liam and Bill is pushed to the climax. From the beginning, we clearly see that Bill has an authoritarian and imposing attitude. He wants Liam to completely agree with his management style, including matters related to Luna. Liam does not like being forced, and even more so cannot accept Bill's do whatever you want way of working. Therefore, Liam responds harshly, even deciding to quit his job to show his displeasure. Liam's tough stance can make Bill increasingly angry because Bill takes control of his son and everyone around him for granted. However, when Liam leaves the company, Bill not only loses a powerful handman, but his authority is also seriously challenged. The severity of the conflict the film suggests that Bill will push Liam to the brink. The question is, what does to the brink mean? Will there be a major breakdown between father and son, or even conflicts beyond the scope of family and work? Faced with this situation, Bill must choose to either give in to his son or continue to increase the pressure, leading to worse consequences. As the arguments continue to escalate, viewers cannot help but wonder if this will create a shock that will have a dangerous impact on the health of either character. The possibility of a medical emergency. Information said that a person who is painting on canvas will have a health emergency. This is said to happen before the end of this week, meaning the dramatic phase will not stop at internal conflict or family conflict. There is much speculation that Liam, who is in a state of extreme stress, may suddenly collapse from a heart attack. If he's the one who has the incident, Dr. Grace will soon have to intervene and treat an emergency cardiovascular case. This dramatic situation not only puts Liam in danger, but also tests Bill's reaction. How will Bill, with his tough personality, panic if his son is in danger and he is indirectly the cause of the pressure? The appearance of Deacon and the offer to Hope. While the tension between Spencer and his son escalates, Deacon emerges as a bright spot for Hope, who is struggling after being fired by Steffy at Forrester Creations. Deacon has already offered to support and encourage Hope. He sees helping Hope through this difficult time as a way to bond with her. It is very likely that Deacon will offer Hope a temporary job at Il Giardino, the restaurant where he is the manager or has a big say. While it is not an ideal job for a talented fashion designer like Hope, it can be a financial and emotional support for her at this time. This proposal also suggests that Deacon is serious about becoming Hope's long-term supporter, both to solve short-term difficulties and to reinforce the belief that Hope will soon find the right path for the future. Hope's future prospects and the impact on the relationship in the film. Working temporarily at Il Giardino may help Hope gradually calm down, no longer under the pressure of the stress of the fashion environment. She also has the opportunity to think more carefully about her next decisions. Additionally, Deacon shows that he is willing to put his faith in Hope, encouraging and motivating her with optimistic hopes. This connection has the potential to develop into a more complex relationship, as Deacon may become more involved in Hope's difficulties and from their conflict with other characters like Bill or Liam, who are closely related to Hope. Overall, the upcoming episode of The Bold and the Beautiful promises to be full of drama and emotion. The tension between Bill and Liam is not only about work, but can also lead to dangerous health consequences. In addition, Hope's career future is also hanging in the balance after being fired, and Deacon emerges as an enthusiastic benefactor. All of the above developments open up many questions, Will Liam stand firm under pressure that can affect his life? How will Bill behave when things get out of control? Will Hope accept a new job at Il Giardino to settle down? And finally, how will Deacon and his encouragement for Hope change the situation? Let's watch the upcoming episodes of The Bold and the Beautiful, where all the twists and turns will gradually be revealed and the conflicts will be pushed to a climax, promising to bring dramatic and thrilling moments to the audience. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that the latest developments surrounding the relationship between Steffy and Finn are making the audience both curious and angry. Many longtime followers of the show believe that Steffy is showing a tendency to control her husband too much, especially when she forbids Finn from seeing her biological daughter Luna. Although Luna is considered a troublemaker, viewers still question whether Steffy has the right to make decisions for Finn, while he is Luna's biological father. Here is a detailed analysis of the plot, the audience's reaction, and how this story affects Finn and Steffy's psychology and married life. Steffy forbids Finn from seeing his biological daughter Luna in the latest episode. Steffy clearly stated that Finn is not allowed to see Luna, her daughter, who is considered dangerous. It is understandable that Steffy has reasons to be concerned, but her actions of imposing her thoughts on Finn are considered quite extreme. Finn himself is in a difficult position. He loves Steffy, but also has responsibilities to Luna. The ban prevents him from fulfilling his role as a father, creating a deep internal conflict. The main conflict here is, Luna is Finn's biological daughter, so he should have the right to make his own decision to accept or refuse to see his biological child, instead of being held by the hand and instructed by his wife. Harsh views from the online community. The event of Steffy forbidding Finn from seeing his child has ignited a series of comments on social networks. Many people believe that in marriage, no one has the right to prevent their spouse from meeting family members. They can only ask the other person not to bring that guest to the house or limit the frequency of meetings. But forbidding is crossing the line. Some opinions emphasize that this is an act of mental abuse of the husband, when Steffy almost deprived Finn of his autonomy. The audience was outraged because Finn was treated like a child who needed adult supervision, while he was a doctor, an educated man with a position in society. In addition, many harsh comments said that the scene was nauseating because it continuously showed Finn being deprived of his voice, opinions, and even the right to express his desire to meet his biological child. Finn's psychology and pressure from Steffy. Finn is a rather quiet person and often endures to keep the peace with Steffy, especially when both have gone through many storms in the past. However, this situation touches the limits of his role as a father. Luna is really dangerous and can have a bad influence. However, from the perspective of a father, Finn can hardly accept not seeing his biological child without any choice or discussion. Steffy's attitude creates heavy pressure, can make Finn feel offended and hurt, even risk cracking trust in his wife. If a wife/partner sets such a no-no rule, it will be difficult for the long-term relationship between the two to maintain mutual respect. Taylor's role and unnecessary interference in the scene. The audience wondered why such an important conversation took place in the presence of Taylor, who is considered Steffy's mother and also Finn's mother-in-law. Many comments said that it was unnecessary for Taylor to be too deeply involved in the marital relationship between Steffy and Finn, especially when her opinion influenced Finn's personal decisions. Taylor's presence further reinforces the feeling that Finn is being overwhelmed by his wife's family. Rather than it being just an internal issue between the couple, Taylor seems to be backing Steffy, indirectly putting pressure on Finn. This once again rings the bell about Finn not really having any autonomy in the story that directly concerns him. Can Finn rise up to assert his rights as a father? Although the next official development is not clear, the audience is expecting Finn to express his opinion clearly and fight for his daughter. Some people want to see a tougher Finn, willing to talk to Steffy. He both respects his wife's concerns, but at the same time does not allow her to deny his role as a father. If Finn continues to remain passive, he will only complicate the conflict, because Steffy will think that her decision is just. On the contrary, if he strongly demands the right to see Luna, a major conflict between the couple may erupt. Signs of a rift and the couple's future. The events of the bold and the beautiful do not always follow a well-worn path. With Steffy constantly controlling and demanding Finn's obedience, Finn's dissatisfaction may simmer and eventually explode. Steffy's constant disregard or even denial of Finn's feelings inadvertently creates a major rift in the marriage. At some point, Finn may look back and ask, "Am I a husband or just a child who needs permission and supervision?" The episode and the following episodes are very likely to explore this conflict further, clarify Finn's psychology, and see if Steffy changes her stance when things get out of hand. Conclusion. In conclusion, the bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that the storyline involving Steffy forbidding Finn from seeing her biological daughter Luna touches on a sensitive topic: marital freedom and parental rights. Steffy's actions are being criticized by the public as being domineering and controlling, putting Finn in a difficult position. Meanwhile, Steffy's mother Taylor seems to have contributed to Finn losing his voice in his own life. What the audience is most looking forward to is Finn's next move. Will he accept Steffy's unreasonable request to maintain family harmony, or will he courageously fight for his and his daughter's rights? The upcoming episodes will certainly have many dramatic confrontations, where the boundaries between love, control, and personal pride will be tested to the extreme. Keep watching so you don't miss any exciting developments of the bold and the beautiful.
Oh,